Hi, I'm Mikko.
And I'm Markus from Vanguardian, and you're watching
GRIMM TV.
Really nice to meet the two of you today. Thanks for taking the time to have a bit of a chat.
Yeah, of course.
Despite the autumn weather really kicking in today, how are you guys doing?
Well, thank you for asking. I'm doing fine. I try not to look outside, so I'm doing actually better.
Yeah, all sunshine inside.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's good to hear. That there's some sunshine living inside you.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about your upcoming. This is your first full-length album, right?
Yeah.
But before we kind of get into it a bit, I'm guessing there might be quite some people that end up on our side watching this interview or reading this interview. If you could briefly introduce who is Vanguardian or what is Vanguardian.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're four-piece heavy metal, extreme metal band from Jyväskylä, Finland. We have been playing since 2019. We formed back then, and Vanguardian is a frontliner. We like to not be afraid of anything we do. We go straight forward and we experiment and do things our way and create music like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And we have released 2 EPs before and now 22nd of October our first full length. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that on this album there's a whole story going on behind it. The EPs that you already released are kind of they're numbered, and now your full length album is basically number 3. Do they all have kind of connecting stories, or is sort of per release a completely different book basically?
Yeah, it's like the same universe. So it's not continuing story, but currently on the same universe. So you can find lots of similarities in the second EP and the first full-length album. So it's not a coincidence that we keep the rolling number on those.
What's kind of guessing that?
Yeah. I think at the time when we were starting to write songs for the upcoming album, we realized that there was a lot of ground to cover or things to say from the previous worlds or previous world we were in, and then it kind of felt natural to continue inside the same framework.
So you could say it's basically kind of looking at sort of different corners of that universe, basically.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned in your brief introduction that kind of doing making music your own way. I've been listening to your album a bit before this.
Yeah.
And you can hear so many different music genres kind of mixed into it. I think in the press releases there's a mention of there's some metal, there's some sludge, there's some prog, some rock and roll, which made it all quite intense and kind of distinct sounds. How do you guys kind of find the balance between all those different genres, and how do you kind of control of the chaos?
I think that when we started this band, we wanted to do things in a way that everyone involved has their voice in the music, and you can hear different influences. And I think that we've when writing new music and doing more and more new stuff, we've kind of realized that we can do it in a way that also serves the music. Like it's not meant to be chaotic. It's more like, okay, we can, as Markus previously said, we are not afraid to use different genres or different kind of methods if it works in the song. Like, I think why it works is that we share a love for all kind of music, I would argue, and then we like to make our songs very organic, like jamming together in a rehearsal room, and therefore I think spending countless of hours together playing them, we kind of find a way to make it all work, and that makes us. I would argue that we have our own kind of style and sound, and it's very difficult for us to kind of like categorize it. There is a lot of influences there.
And when we were forming this band, we kind of set the tone that there will be no boundaries. Like anything goes. Yeah.
Yeah, and also there's been this like nice realization that even when the idea is really stupid, then you kind of have to do it. Like, like this is so stupid that you have to do it. There's a lot of those kind of moments, and not being afraid of doing like bold moves in that area.
And are you kind of using those kind of different genres or different elements of different genres to kind of like almost as like characters or like narrators, like to tell your story basically? Is that sort of how you kind of approach putting in those like different styles, or?
I think that I think there is a storytelling element to it for sure. Like we mentioned, this is the third one, kinda, but the first full-length album, and because there is certain themes and stories, we like to kind of think the whole album as a whole. So what kind of fits into that 47 minutes and kind of tells the story in that time frame, whatever works there, works. Like kind of not being too kind of thinking that we have to make certain kind of songs, but if we want to experiment there or take the story to some place, we use those kind of arrangements in those songs.
Yeah, and as a lyricist, I have also, like you mentioned, like characters. When I hear the songs instrumental first, then I like kind of start to envision like story or situation, characters, which fit like this pretty complex music. So there is like different characters in the story for different parts, and when you buy or listen to the album, you can then find what kind of characters are involved.
I believe this, like, from the sort of story behind this album, you're kind of approaching like the let's call it Inhumanity. So it's like Android thing. Is it kind of also safe to say that you might be a little bit influenced by, for instance, like the rise of AI right now and stuff like that?
For sure, it reflects the current world, of course, but I had like a pretty hardcore sci-fi phase when I read a lot of sci-fi books, and those influenced me, but it's all coming to reality like these days. So of course it influenced me as a lyricist, and I think we all were on the same page, even though there weren't any words or lyrics written to these songs. Like this is going to be like the contrast between our like humane way of doing music, like trying to not involve so many computers and AI and edits and Pro Tools and stuff like that, and the current feeling of this like situation on Earth right now. So yeah, there's some punk rock thing hidden in there.
So like in a sense, it's a commentary on today, but kind of it needs to unveil itself, like in listening to the album, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like it's not a straight up like straightforward commentary on like the shit that's going on now. Like,
yeah. It's not fuck all computers kind of thing or anything like that, or being racist towards robots or something weird like that. But there's something to maybe invoke some in the listener some thoughts about the world and rise of technology and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
I believe it did say in the like press text and releases like, that comes along with all the materials that we're getting that it is somewhat of a kind of like middle finger still to art that is kind of like inauthentic and stuff like that.
yeah, well, we do it our way, and we don't give that much crap about how the mainstream way is doing things. We want to do it the way we want to, and if that's the middle finger to people trying to make art with non-human techniques, then it is, and I'm proud of it.
I think that it's kind of this idea that we made a science fiction theme album, but in a way that's very humane. Like we like to record in a way that there's like live drums, as little as possible, if not any editing whatsoever. So we want to leave the human part into the music, not like make us sound like machines, even though we are playing pretty extreme metal. Like that's the idea of the kind of science fiction themed album with a human approach, which
Yeah.
kind of leaves the human element into it.
Yeah, it gives kind of that contradiction that like basically delivering this very human product that is about a very artificial topic or like
Yeah.
so it's kind of like a nice contradiction that really works in the
Yeah.
narrative of it all.
Yeah, and I think that you can go also a bit deeper even to think like what's the role of human essence or humanity even in this world? Like, have we come to the end of our like biological existence in a way? You can also wonder the whole concept of human life in this highly technological life world we're living in.
Once the album is released, have any like big plans like surrounding like, the release or like shows and stuff like that?
We're currently booking shows, and we'll try to get as many as we can and go play live. It's our strength, playing live with all this live playing we have done in the past as a band, and in our rehearsal studio, which we build ourselves in a kind of community style in Jyväskylä, on our hometown. So get shows and start something new soon.
Yeah, I think like get as much of shows as possible, market the album, and then this is our like. I feel personally that this is a point where we kind of start this whole game, like 2 EPs before, but this is the full-length album, and like this is our opener, so to speak.
And since it has such a strong team and like story behind it, that's something that you're aiming to kind of represent in some way in your live shows as well, like with visuals or like.
Yeah, we have some ideas considering this weird universe,
Yeah.
dystopian thing we're exploring on this record.
Yeah.
But we have to see at those shows then what's going to happen.
I like to emphasize also that we're also we're a live band. Like the whole way we recorded the album and how we record music, it's really stands out at live shows. The whole experience, I would argue, is really like there's a possibility for real good connection between the crowd or the audience and our band because the whole live thing is already involved in the whole making of the album.
Yeah. And thinking a bit further, besides like possibly representing like storytelling that goes behind your music in the live show, what would you like hope to possibly do with like your creations beyond music? Like, I mean, there's been stories going on. Like, there's been bands that has managed to leave like comic books or like kind of thinking in that direction. Is that anything that you've kind of been thinking on as a possibility, or?
I've been thinking on like animation or comic books, something to scare the people. Something like scare them to thinking.
Yeah, it just feels like there's this kind of opportunity to kind of cross over in different media, basically. Like I could even imagine like a kind of heavy metal style animation. Heavy metal movies.
And the old school like the heavy metal like VHS. I have been thinking about that a lot, and hopefully in the future we get to do something like this. We have a on the universe, which is always endless, so possibilities are also endless.
Yeah, like reading about the whole story behind your album and listening to the music and so on, it just like came to me that it just there's so many opportunities that so I had lost. Just one more thing maybe, like this is your like first full length album, like you said, like this is kind of feels like the opener. If someone new would get to like discover Vanguardian through this album, which is like one track on this album that you feel they like should start with to kind of understand who Vanguardian is right now at this moment?
Well, I think it would be the first song of the album,
Okay.
Gathering Momentum. I myself like to listen to albums like from start to finish. So it kind of sets the pace for the story, and it has all the elements we do as a band. So it's the first one.
Hopefully it's like to listen to actually the whole album.
We will just have to see when they press the stop button. So.
And I would go with the Inhumanity titled song from the album, and because there is all the elements like what makes, in my opinion, what makes Vanguardian, like there's the harshness, the metal parts of it, and then there's some clean guitars, some passages, really like a lot of contrast between parts, and then guitar solos. As a guitarist, of course, I like guitar solos, and then something in the end section of the song that is gonna kind of probably surprise the listener. Like, something like these twists and turns, like what we would like to do with songs and with our albums. So I would go with that.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
now people who end up watching this have 2 tracks to try.
Yeah. And the rest 7 too.
Exactly. All right. I think I'm about there. Again, lots of luck with the album coming out. Hopefully, people pick up on, like you said, big opener now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you get to expand the universe a lot more. I'm curious to see what you guys do in the future still. And yeah, hope to see you live too. Cause
Yeah.
you've been saying like everything is catered towards a live show, so now you got me curious.
Yeah. Perfect.
To kind of wrap this up, anything at all that you guys would like to say still to whoever ends up watching this?
Well, you should go and follow us on all the social medias and check out our music. You can buy the records physically, not the first EP, but the other ones, and we'll see you live and on the internet.
Yeah. And on my part, thank you for watching this. Come see us live. And I hope you like the album as much as I like doing it. I'm really proud of the album, and I guarantee it's gonna provide interesting turns for you for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
And with that, thanks so much for taking the time to have a talk.
Yeah.
Again, lots of luck with everything you're doing still.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
No problem.